It is Addison. How are you guys all doing? So, hope everyone's having a great week. I know it is a little chilly here in the DFW area, um, but I know that it's actually much, much colder other places in the country. So yes, I know many of my followers who are not in the United States in the South are laughing at me going, it's not that cold. It's not that cold. But it's cold for me, even though I grew up in like the mountains of New York where it was cold. We get like really bad blizzards and stuff. But I guess I have acclimated over the years of being in the warm weather. Anyway, so today's topic, tennis balls and other devices of torture, basically. Let me not try to hit myself with the tennis ball. And other life truths. So I have had this came up, and why do I have a tennis ball? I just carry tennis balls around for no reason. No. Yesterday I've been having a muscle in my back that's been incredibly tight, and it's a muscle that's actually incredibly hard for even other people to get to. So I've had a couple other people try to kind of get in there and work the muscle, and I've just not been able to get it really worked out. And so I decided yesterday to go get some tennis balls and work it out myself and try to see if I could do a little of that on my own. And so that's exactly what I did. I went and I got it, and man, did it hurt. I was screaming. And then this morning, my body is not loving where I did the work, but it actually, in a way, feels much looser. And so I brought it to the office because I have a little bit of a down hour before my next appointment. And so I was like, okay, I'll work for a few minutes with the ball in order to really get it loosened up. And so why am I telling you this? Why am I telling you about my back muscle and my torture device here? Because it is a torture device. Well, it kind of actually got me thinking about how sometimes we have to lean into the pain, lean into the discomfort of something in order to feel the pleasure, to feel the reward. And I think can be a hard concept because we have this kind of, and I don't like the term balance, but this balancing kind of act between you don't want to always be kind of grinding and working and hustling and everything be about kind of the pain or the work of something and not experiencing the pleasure. But if you are too comfortable and you are never really kind of doing the work and making yourself uncomfortable, what's going to happen is that you never get the pleasure either. So in order to get our dreams, in order to get our goals, in order to really make progress, sometimes we do have to lean into these discomfort points. When I'm working with women, I get a lot of women who are very shut down sexually, and so when they begin to work on their sex, when they begin to use yoni eggs, when they begin to kind of do some of the work that I give them, sometimes it's uncomfortable. And even women that are kind of really in their sex and still, if they have periods of like stress, will shut down. And it can be uncomfortable, not necessarily painful. If we're getting to like severe pain, then we're dealing with something else. But sometimes there is a little bit of discomfort in trying to get to that pleasure, get to that other side. And the same thing goes for like if you're starting a business. Sometimes it is uncomfortable, some of the things you have to go and do, such as I was talking to somebody the other day and I was like, well, you have to get up earlier in order to make that goal, that dream, that desire come true. You're going to have to get up an hour earlier and make it happen. Make the time, make the space. And that person was like, well, I don't want to get up any earlier. I already have so much going on in my life. My life is already uncomfortable, blah, 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 blah. And that could be true, but the fact is, what do you want more? Do you want your goal? Do you want your dream? Or do you want your comfort? And most people will go, oh, no, I want my goal. I want my dream. but it is still, my computer's doing some funky, like the screen's kind of going in and out at that angle. Anyway, but most people would say, no, I want my goal, I want my dream. But it is kind of leaning into that discomfort, leaning outside of that comfort zone. Now, again, don't take me wrong here, because I think a lot of people go, okay, I'm going to just like grind it out. I'm going to like work. And that is kind of the energy that I'm making with my face. This is kind of the energy you're bringing into it. So it's like, oh, I'm going to like go and I'm going to just like buckle down and I'm going to do it. Well, that's not the energy you want to bring to it either. You don't need to be in a constant hustle. It is leaning into something that is just a little comfortable, I can't talk. It's leaning into something that might be a little uncomfortable, but in the long run, you know it's going to bring you that pleasure. You know that once you do it, it's going to feel better. Just like the tennis ball. Like I seriously was like screaming last night while I was rolling around on the ground with the tennis ball underneath me, trying to get that at that difficult muscle. But I knew that, yes, today I'm a little bit sore, but I know that it's going to release and there's going to be more pleasure after that. There's going to be a feeling of flow and freedom. And so it is worth it. You need to see that there is pleasure on the other side. If you don't believe that there's pleasure on the other side of something, you're not going to lean into the comfort. If you have the belief that, oh, well, this isn't going to happen, then you're not going to actually do the work. And that work is going to feel like work. So there's a difference between just going like, I'm going to lean in here. I know it's not comfortable. I know this is just like, it rattles me a little bit or even a lot bit, but I really desire it. I really want it. And so those are the comfort things you need to lean into. Or sometimes you just have to kick your own ass. So let's be honest, guys. Sometimes, like, if it's like the other day, I was like, I really want to sleep. I really want to stay in bed. But I was like, no, I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do what I need to do. I was just feeling tired because I had stayed up the night before doing some website work stuff. And I was like, no, I'm just kicked my butt out of bed. Like, yes, it would have felt comfortable to stay in bed, but at the same time, I knew that once I got up and I got into my morning routine, I was going to be in flow and I was going to be feeling so much better. And that is exactly what happened. So all this to say, if you have a dream or a goal, you're going to have to lean into a little bit of the discomfort. You're going to have to, I don't want to say do the stuff you don't want to do, because again, I don't want to give you that belief that you have to do all this stuff that you really aren't aligned to. Sometimes you have to do the stuff that rattles your cage a little bit, that you know is aligned. That if you really tune into soul, you're like, yes, like I want to do this. This is what needs to happen. But for some reason, it's either pushing up up against a belief system, a thought process, rattling your cage, or there's something else that might feel a little more comfortable, like sleeping in. But it is just kind of pushing into that and leaning into the discomfort to find the pleasure, to lean in. And then here's the deal, guys, like I don't want to be blowing sunshine up your butts either. There are times when, like, yes, you are in the grind, but if you're not finding any pleasure in it, then that is a key sticking point. And if you're somebody like myself, like I don't mind grinding, I don't mind getting in there and just like doing the work for the most part. I really can kind of get very type A, like OCD oriented. However, it is watching self and being in tune with self to go, okay, now I'm just doing stuff to do it and it's not feeling good. Okay, well, now I need to reevaluate. So it is being very conscious of this ebb and flow of our lives, of our work, of our pleasure, of our desire. So yeah, all that to say, lean into the torture device now, which I'm going to do in a minute while I write my article for the day. But to lean into some of that discomfort and just find that pleasure on the other side of it, or find some pleasure in in that space of discomfort, of knowing you're stepping up, of knowing that you're really doing what you've been called to do. So yeah. Other than that, I have a workshop coming up, but I talked about that yesterday. Still haven't decided the exact date, but it should be coming out in the next day or two. So be on the lookout for that. If you're in the DFW area, it is going to be phenomenal. I'm so like truly excited for this workshop. It's some things I'm just really passionate about that I have not shared with any of my clients yet. They're practices that I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars learning, and I have kept for myself. Well, I want to share it with you guys. So it is about really working through those belief systems, those thought processes, and really just stepping into your sex in a whole new way. And so check that out in the next day or two. Other than that, I have some stuff in the works, but nothing I am ready to announce quite yet. Other than that, follow me here on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, or as always, you can go to my website, addisonbell.net, and check me out. So I will see you guys tomorrow for another Addison Unleashed, and I'm sending you all love, light, and blessings. Bye, everybody. And